Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Vans Ave 2.0s. So I've skated these like a few times now. I would say, I don't know, about a total of like 5 or 6 hours or so. I haven't been skating a lot lately, and I would say I have been using these shoes a good amount of time to really give an honest review about these. And honestly, I would say they're pretty overpriced for what they are, but let's get into that. So right out the box, you get the shoes, one pair of laces, and that's it. It does not come with an extra set of lace. Because of course it doesn't. It's too expensive nowadays, apparently. So fit-wise, these fit very narrow. If you're used to your Vans fitting like pretty like nice and loose or wide or whatever, stay away from these or at least go up in size. I would highly recommend that you try these on in person first instead of ordering online. If I could go back personally, I would probably go up at least half a size just for my comfort. But if you really like tight and narrow shoes, then go ahead and order true to size. So I'm a size 9, I'd order these in size 9. And putting these on, yeah, they are definitely tight, snug, and narrow. So when looking at the shoe, it's a fairly stiff shoe actually. It has this big thing of plastic right here and right here. And then you really have to put an effort to really crush up the shoe like this. So this area of your foot is going to be very well supported against like impacts or whatnot. But if you aren't really down with such like hard reinforcement like that, definitely I would say it may not be the shoe for you, because generally Vans are pretty flexible, especially in this area. Even though the Vans skate models have like little plastic insert in the heel, this one pretty much just is like a whole nother level to it. So very stiff around here. These definitely do have a break-in period. When you first get the shoes, wear them around. Definitely, they're gonna feel like stiff, tight, and then once you break them in, they're gonna feel a little bit looser, a little bit more flexible. But again, I would recommend sizing up if you really do not like snug, narrow shoes. So I actually skated the original Aves, the ones that released, I don't know, like 2019 or so. I actually thought those were a pretty cool shoe. They felt very light, very breathable, and these have the same exact features. So I weighed these against some other Vans models. I'll put the pictures up now, and as you can see, this shoe is the lightest one of them all. Along the side of the shoe, it's also going to be mesh right here. And then as you can see from this picture, it's pretty much just a straight through mesh. I use a flashlight behind the shoe to demonstrate this. But if you like direct like a fan towards it and you put your fingers inside the shoe, you can feel the wind flowing through the shoe. So it is a very breathable shoe, and that's really, really good if you live in like, or you skate in like a very hot, humid area and you feel like your feet sweating all the time. I would say this is a very good option for breathability, and it doesn't sacrifice any durability because all the high wear points, so ollie area, toe, if you're doing heel flips, I don't really heel flip because I can't. It's going to be up here. And then I would say that it has a little bit of reinforcement on the mesh in this area, just in case you somehow wear through that as well. I know a big complaint with the original Aves was that this area will get torn up very, very easily, especially if you were doing a lot of heel flips. And I'd say, at least just from me observing this, they definitely fixed that problem. But I'm not a heel flipper. If you ever tried these shoes and heel flip a lot, let me know in the comments below. So this is a cupsole shoe, and it uses something called Ultimate Waffle. From what I can tell, it's built like a traditional cupsole where most of the impact and comfort and all that, it's coming from the actual sole construction itself rather than one giant thick insole, which is generally what Vans does. If you look through the inside, the insole, it's very, very thin, and it seems to be glued very well into the shoe, so much so that I haven't tried to take it out like that because I'm afraid of ripping it. Just keep that in mind if you plan on changing out the insoles. Now, skateboarding wise, it does it. It's a skate shoe, The flick is good. Ollieing feels good. Generally, doing all my tricks feels good. It just feels like I'm skating like a normal Vans low top shoe, like a slip-on or an authentic or whatever. But it just feels a lot more solid. And by solid, I mean it doesn't feel very floppy or very flexible. It just feels like the shoe is very well structured. That may be or may not be a good thing depending on your personal preference, you know? Some people really do like a very floppy shoe, while some other people may like a very stiff shoe. And these are, like I said before, this shoe is going to be on the stiffer side. I did complain about the snugness and narrowness and how tight it feels, and I can never put it in like a kind of comfortable position. But whenever I'm skateboarding, it becomes a non-issue. I don't notice it whatsoever. It's a very weird phenomenon, but it means that like I can't just wear these casually, you know. I would like to. It's a very good looking shoe, but for me, it's kind of like, you know, I go to the spot, then I put these shoes on, skate. Then when I'm done, I take these off, put on another pair of shoes. Kind of a hassle, especially if you like don't have a car or whatever. But that might just be a personal thing. Now the bottom of the shoe does have some, I would say, kind of major wear points, or points that definitely will wear fast. It's gonna be on the heel, and then on the big toes on both shoes. The tread on both these areas is very shallow, so you can expect these to get bald pretty fast. For the heels, I actually got them worn down from just walking around, and that's a little concerning. I don't have that problem with any other shoe. As for the toe area, that's mainly from skateboarding. Since we're on the bottom of the shoe, as for the grip themselves, it feels just like any other Vans skateboard shoe. Now moving on, the two big things I don't like about this shoe. One of them might just be me, one of them affects everyone else. So I find for at least this shoe, something in there is rubbing against my arch, so much so that it hurts and I'm starting to get a blister from this. This is the only Vans shoe that I've ever had this problem with. I suspect it's the elastic band that they started putting in all the tongues and shoes to keep the tongue centered. For whatever reason, that strap is rubbing against my arch really, really badly. And then when I'm skating and stuff, I can really feel it. It starts to really burn up. It hurts. It's terrible. And I am starting to form a blister from this. And that is kind of a big reason why I'm kind of done with these shoes, at least skateboarding wise. Yes, I know I can just cut out the strap, and it's also happening on the other shoe as well, but not as bad as this one. But I shouldn't have to modify a shoe for it to be good, especially at the price point that Vans is selling this. So for the original Aves, the biggest complaint about it back then was the price. It was $90. So what does Vans do? Okay, we'll re-release it as a new model and then charge $120 for it. As far as I know, that was the biggest complaint, that the Aves shoes were cool, but way too expensive. So why did you make them even more expensive? And for $120, you can get a lot of decent shoes that don't have the fit issues, that don't have the elastic band issues. Some, you know, depending on your personal preference, aren't like super weird and stiff with this plastic on the end. Definitely a lot better options when it comes to cup soles. Especially you can get like thicker ones if that's your thing as well, and you can get them with removable insoles. And plus, if you're worried about, you know, the mesh breaking or whatever, again, you can get shoes that are cheaper that aren't gonna have that problem. So it was a very weird pricing choice for me. I don't care like how much, you know, technology or marketing you put into this. Just a lot of people aren't going to see this worth $120. And in my opinion, it's not worth $120 because of the problems that I'm having. It's going to be the fit, how the elastic tongue is really, really rubbing against my arch. It's the non-removable insole, or at least one that seems to be really hard to remove. Definitely some spots that are balding fairly fast compared to other shoes. And yeah, that's kind of my complaints about the shoe. And this is during a time where it's like, you know, a lot of people are trying to save money. They're not trying to spend a lot, and they're trying to find, you know, a decent shoe that isn't expensive. And then you come out and then release a $120 shoe. And as far as I know, a lot of shops that stock this shoe, they're having a very hard time trying to push the shoe or like sell the shoe, so much so that they're not ordering it to like put in stock or whatever. So in my opinion, yeah, I don't know, just wait for a sale or something, or sorry, Afe, just don't buy the shoe. I would say the, you know, money talks. You know, if no one's buying the shoe, they're gonna have to reassess and figure out like, okay, how can we get people to buy the shoe? You know, I think I'm the only one in my area that has actually tried these. I I haven't seen anyone else like, try these. They all stick to the normal Vans options, your authentics, old schools, whatever. Speaking of pricing, that current cable shoe, what's up with that pricing? It kind of looks like, you discontinued the era, you brought it back, put someone's name on it, minor changes, and now you're charging $90 for it. I don't know. Someone asked me to review it. I'm not going to do it because it doesn't look like it offers anything new, and I use my own money to buy this stuff. So, went on a little tangent there. To sum it up, it's a decent shoe. It's durable, skates good, whatever. But the fit is very tight, very narrow. You might get, some physical injuries. I don't know. Okay, you might get a arch blister, like I am forming one because of the elastic band. It's a non-removable insole. There's definitely some bald spots, wear points that kind of shouldn't be happening. And plus, the main thing for me, really, it's going to be the price. MSRP, $120 before any other fees. So hopefully you found that helpful. I know it's been a while. I haven't been skating much lately. I hope this has been helpful for you in some way. And if you skated this shoe before or you have any thoughts about it or whatever, leave it in the comments below. You can also check out Instagram, Discord server, and a number of affiliate links that if you buy something from there, I get a little bit of a cut and it helps support me and the channel. So that has been another video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.